Hi everyone. This is the week 2 uh, assignment for GMAP, GDAP, 395. And I know this week we were supposed to do materials and shaders, um, but I talked with the professor um, on a whole thing of how I already had a class like this that he taught. So he's allowing me to work on some shaders and different things that I can use for a senior project. So this week I wanted to tackle ice, snow, ice, frost, um, those sort of shaders and effects. So in our game we're thinking of having some motifs that are represented through cold. Um, Next week I might do the other side of that and have heat do things like fire. Um, so then I have both sides of the spectrum, which will be useful. So right now I just have a basic uh, camera moving thing on. So I'll start left to right just because you see this one most. So here's just, I made a frost shader for like grass and stuff. I just put a basic grass texture on it for now. But I can go in to my ice, and this is just where I store. This Unity project is like where all my shaders are. It's a quick and easy way to get to stuff. So you can change the smoothness, which about 0.5 is where I had it. Metallic, um, just in case whatever you have is shiny. Then, so right now I have grass, but I can like change it to other things. So like there's frosted bark. Continuing on. So here's the noise scale. For the sphere, I had it done at like a lot less. I think 75, yeah. Um, so you can see like how it frosts over, and then we can turn the frost amount down so then it's back to normal, or we can like do a 50-50, go through it. Just producing frost, and then we have the tiling, which is for the texture on the bottom. So this would be if we had the just the sphere. Scale, yeah, there we go. So yeah, there's sort of the frost for like, gosh, I need to use this better. Yeah. For like grass, bark, like anything that you would want frost on, this would be sort of what you would do. I know there's still some work that can be done with it, of possibly adding like noise to the frost itself. You can change its color also, so like if I wanted it to be red for some reason. Let's back down at the wheel. There you go. But yeah, so there's frost. I can turn this back up and turn this back up. Then we go to the next one. So this is just a dissolve. I put a oh wait, there you go. I put a just sort of like rock gravel type, like a road texture on it, because I used that in a project before. Again, we can change the color of the dissolve, so like if it's acid eating away, something like that. So yeah, we can change the colors. There's smoothness, which this is again for the texture itself. Metallic, so if this was like a metal, I can select a different thing. Here, let's do, no, that looks terrible. I'm going back to the street. There we go. Um, Noise scale, so once it comes back, if I turn this up, it makes it a lot smaller. Turn this down a lot. There we go. Yeah, there's that. Dissolve amount is so how thick is the green line, so it's 0. It has no green lines or no dissolve lines. A nice place is about 0.1. And then tiling again is the texture itself. It's just really nice to usually have the tiling for the textures. So there's that one. Those back up here, these are, I showed them in spring, but these are like sort of a really weird work in progress. So it's an attempt at a liquid shader where when you move it, it try and get it nice. There we go. So like it'll follow, so like if these were inside of a bottle, and you shook it around, it would move the liquid on the inside. Like I said, it's a work in progress because it's only really shifting back and forth in one axis, and I don't know why, but that's that one for now. I didn't do those that week. All the other ones in front I did. I'll save that one for last. And here is sort of a snow. So like on the bottom side you can see it's plain. Top side there's snow. Get this. There we go. So we can like change its direction. That's the wrong one. So like we can change like, oh, if the snow is hitting it from the side or something. There's that. I put dust because sometimes you don't have snow, sometimes you have dust, so like that would just be gray and lighter, but it would still act almost the same. So I can turn these up a lot. Too much. And it creates sort of this snowy, only on the top surfaces. Let me see, do I have, I think I can just make a cube and do this too. Or I might even be able to use one of these crystals I have and see if that works. Just drop one of those in, make it a little bigger. And then we will grab the, yeah, there we go. So as you can see, like it only puts the snow on faces that are pointing upward. Any faces pointing downward, it will not put the snow. So for this one, we could change this to this crystal texture. And it has snow on top, and it looks really nice. We can turn the strength up just a little bit. There you go. Now you have snowy crystals. And then finally, we'll run this again. And I only run this just because it looks a lot better in game. Like it looks good in game view because the lights are actually fully working. But I can also show it here. So it is a ice shader with refraction, like looking through it. The different bumps and cracks. And so for this, the left one has, it's a mixture of the white shader plus just, or the ice shader, and then just a, I believe the left one is lit and the right one is unlit. No, left one is unlit, the right one is lit. So the unlit one has a little bit better like refracting, while the left one is less taxing on the computer to run it. And then if we look at in here, like I said, like it refracts, you can see through the ice. Creates a really nice effect. You can change the bump on it to other like textures and whatnot. Oh no, I lost my thing. There it goes. So we can like, that's a grass and it looks weird. But if we wanted to do like, that's different type of ice, here's some more ice, just different cracks and ways of presenting what it can look like. And then, so there's a refraction amount, which is how much the light goes through it and bounces around. Normals, I can make this like smooth ice, or really bumpy. There's smoothness and metallic, which are again the textures on the inside. There's this Fresnel, so if we look at it here again, typically on ice it has like this white line on the edges. So like that's controlling how much is there that white line on the edge, the color of it, and then the ice tiling is again like the texture map, trying to see like what the texture would look like. And we can change the color of this too if we wanted, like red ice, pink ice, purple, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, there's those, and then I can show the graphs. So here's the graph for the ice. So we have tiling and offset for the sample texture 2D, just so then we can change how many times it repeats, and it looks really nice. Normal from texture, just to give it the bump. And then up here, so we take the screen position, and this is what allows you to do the refraction. And you multiply and add it together with the, so you have to multiply it by the sample texture, and then you have to add it in again to get the actual like rainbow color. And you give it a refraction amount in the warp. Plus you give it a scene color, so then that lets it know what it's bouncing around. Add that all up, multiply it by the ice color, and then you add it to the Fresnel effect, which gives it that outlining of white, and then we just throw that in albedo. The dissolve shader, I just put the grass here again. Pretty simple, you just have simple noise. I'm doing it over time with a dissolve amount. So it goes from 0 to 1, or I think like 0.1 to 1.1, of saying how much of this is actually there. With this step, going into a multiply with the snow ice color to give it the blue, or whatever color you want. I put snow ice, but I changed it to a dissolve, so I might rename that. There we go. Metallic and smoothness again, these are just good to be able to mess around with. And then here's the texturing stuff again. Yes, finally there's the frost in this now. So the frost, oh that's the wrong one, I need this one. Frost is just pretty much a simple noise multiplied by an amount to tell it if you want a lot of frost or little. Give it the color, and then you just add it. So it's a very simple, just pretty much layering on top of color. And then finally we have the dust snow. So this one takes a normal vector, gets the dot product of it, clamps it down, so then you have this. I forget how to do it, but there's a way to make this come down further, so then you can tell it how much more or less snow you want. Um, but then, anyway, you throw that back through, and you add it together with the color, and then up here is the extra dotting to make it look like snow instead of just a white gradient. Throw that in albedo, and then smoothness is here. So there's all of those. This curved one I was working on recently. It's really weird. I can throw it on just for a second. I don't know why it grows so big, but if we come down here and we change, yeah, here we go. So like if we change the Y, like it moves the vertices and bends it, but it comes to like a really weird point once you get too far. But it was just an experiment working with vertex displacement and making like curved things. I will put the frost back on. And that is my assignment for this week. There is one other thing I want to do with ice, and that's like if I have a door, I want the edges to like slowly become ice and then like also have um, vertex displacement only on the edges of the door where it is ice, but I have no idea how to do that and I can't find it anywhere online, so some help with that might be good. But that's it. Thank you.